My task is to introduce a selfless fighter, a dedicated commander-in-chief of our glorious movement, Economic Freedom Fighters. My task is to call upon the commander-in-chief to address the nation. My task is to call upon the commander-in-chief to address Africa. My task is to call our president-in-waiting to address the world. We know that you are waiting in anticipation to know what is in store for you. What is the EFF promising you as a nation? What is the EFF promising you as Africa? What is EFF promising you the world? I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to call upon the Commander-in-Chief. Commander-in-Chief, the nation is waiting. Can you give the marching order?
Away, two. Away, two. Long live EFF, long live. Long live EFF, long live. Forward to victory, forward. Auwe pushwa mahodu, auwe. Auwe pushwa mashodu, auwe. Long live the fighting spirit of Krisani, long live. Long live. Thank you very much, comrades, program directors, our leaders from Central Command Team, our comrades from Gauteng PCT, and all leaders who are here today. We want to take this opportunity to salute our special guests, the widows of those who were killed in Marikana. We also want to send our greetings to our prophet Mboro, who came here today to come and bless us, and all religious leaders and traditional leaders who are here today. We want to salute our international friends who are here today. Special salutation to all political parties which came here to support us, and all the messages of support we have received. We really appreciate that. We want to salute all of you fighters, the ground forces who have made it possible today. We want to salute our friends in the media who are here today to tell the whole country a true story. We hope that they will report that this stadium was full 8 o'clock in the morning, when others were still struggling to fill up buses. We do not rent a crowd, neither do we buy a crowd with alcohol, neither do we buy a crowd with food. In this stadium, we have fearless fighters. In this stadium, we've got the agents of change. People who have said enough is enough, and therefore they need change. We made a clarion call on the 11th of June, and we said to our people, what is it that we must do to liberate our people? We said to our people, you must provide a solution. And we gave them 3 options. We asked whether we should continue to support the current government with a hope that it will change and self-correct in the next 2 decades. The option 2 was whether we should form a non-governmental organization which will agitate for economic freedom but not be aligned to any political formations. Option number 3 was whether we should form a political party which will contest elections. Our people responded in their numbers, and they said, we must form a political party which will contest elections. That decision was formalized on the 26th and 27th of July 2013 in Soweto. A National Assembly that was attended by people from all corners of South Africa. Those people resolved that we must form a political party. Immediately after that, through a true African spirit, we marched to Hector Peterson Square in Soweto to communicate our decision to the fighting spirit of 1976. And we said to them, we are here to report that we have taken a decision to form an alternative. And therefore, we shall not fail them. We told them that we are inspired by the people who came before us. We celebrate and are inspired by people like A.P. Mda, Mxolisi Majombos, Robert Resha, Robert Subukwe, Walter Sisulu, O.R. Tambo, William Nkomo, Congress Mbata, and Dumanokwe. We said this generation achieved its mission. This generation declared freedom in their lifetime. Some died before that freedom. But Nelson Mandela and O.R. Tambo, Walter Sisulu, and many others witnessed the ushering in of that political freedom. Like this generation, we have our own generational mission. Our generational mission is that of fighting for economic freedom in our lifetime. Our mission is a mission to restore the dignity of African masses. We are fighting to change the patterns of ownership in South Africa. We want to do away with colonial patterns of property ownership in South Africa into democratic patterns of ownership of property in South Africa. We say to Steve Biko, we are fighting against self-hate. We want Africans to be proud of being Africans. They must not celebrate any other thing except being black, because black is beautiful. We are saying to Steve Biko, we have revived the fighting spirit of our people. And we are saying to Steve Biko, our people are reminded that they are their own liberators. They must stop relying on the elite. 20 years has proven that those who were trusted with the responsibility to give us a better life, they have sold out.
Thank you.
Therefore, you must be your own liberators. He said to Peter Mokaba, you remain our role model. The generation of young lions continue to serve as an inspiration. We shall continue with that fighting spirit. From you, Comrade Peter, we have learned not to compromise principle. From your generation, Comrade Peter, we have learned that remaining principled comes with pain. We are prepared to take that pain because we are a generation of fire eaters. It's Zamlilo. Sabelo Pama should know that we'll never rest until we discover the truth on what really led to his mysterious accident. The family of Sabelo Pama deserves justice, and we shall ensure that they receive justice. We say to Grisani, the Chief of Staff of Mkhonto weSizwe, we are in Tembisa today, Chief of Staff, and it is correct to report to you, Comrade Grisani, that the struggle for socialism has been rescued. And now that struggle has been placed in the capable hands of fighting forces. We say to you, Grisani, you must smile from your grave because all your ideas are alive and revived. Since our formation as a political party, we have been on the ground. We know everything that is happening on the ground. That's why it was easy for us to know that there is a family in Nkandla, the Tlongwane family without a proper house. It is because we are on the ground. Our ears and eyes are all over. It was easy to identify a poor family in Nkandla. We exist everywhere, including in the Western Cape. That's why we know that the people of Valhalla Park are still subjected to porta toilets. The toilet system which ridicules them. We know that the people of Blacksisdorp are still without proper houses. We know that the Khoi and the San are still not given a proper recognition, and their language is not one of the 11 official languages. We know that the people of Hermanas are denied their fishing rights, and they are arrested if they find them in a position of perlemoen. We know that ex-mine workers in the Eastern Cape are still fighting for their money. The same with asbestos ex-mine workers in Northern Cape. Our people are still denied their dignity. We know that the people of Alexander and Deep Slough, including Winnie Mandela, are still living in difficult conditions. Baba Tubarina ko Alexander le Deep Slough basaja ke magoto because they live in a contested environment. That's why we came to Tembisa. Tembisa, a home of EFF, like all the townships and villages. Gauteng, the home of EFF. Today, everything that is happening in Tembisa is happening because of EFF. Even those who met next door, they are meeting because of EFF. The people of Mandela Kufa, the people of Maklo, the people of Winnie Mandela Squadron, the people of Tembisa, you are our inspiration. I'm very happy today to be here. And I'm very happy to see you in your numbers. I can die and rest peacefully because I know the agenda of economic freedom has reached all of us. We know, comrades, that this manifesto we are launching today is your manifesto. Everything written in this manifesto is as a result of your input. We take your inputs very serious. South Africa should realize a new freedom because a political freedom of 1994 has disappointed many of our people. Many people are disappointed by our leaders who are in government today. Political freedom without economic freedom is meaningless. We need a true freedom. 20 years later, black people are still not free. 20 years later, but black people are still trapped in squalor, unsafe and unhealthy conditions. 20 years later, the majority is still trapped in landlessness, hopelessness, and homelessness. Young and old black workers are still subjected to slave wages. Domestic workers and farm workers are still disrespected. They are not paid a proper salary.
We are here for
Majority of our people are still struggling financially and they are trapped by debt they are owing a white man. Many of you are even blacklisted by credit bureau. Many black women are still suffering triple oppression and exploitation because of their gender, race, and class. Comrades, many of our communities are still without basic services such as water, sanitation, electricity, and health care. Black communities are still subjected to open toilets or are continuing to help themselves in the bush. Many communities especially in the coastal provinces, are still without the fishing rights. Black professionals in all spheres of work, the accountants, auditors, doctors, academics, lawyers, engineers, professionals in the ICT sector, and many other professions are still subjected to racial discrimination and unequal treatment. 20 years later, the police are still killing our people. They killed our people in Marikana, in Mutundung, in Vicksburg, in Relela, and all over South Africa. 20 years later, civil servants, particularly teachers, nurses, and police, are treated with disrespect and paid low salaries. Our armed forces, particularly the army, are not paid adequate salaries and not given respect they deserve, and they are sent to fight illegal wars all over Africa. Majority of black children are still financially excluded from institutions of learning. Women and children are still subjected to violent crimes, particularly rape. The conditions of people with disability have not been improved. The land question is still not addressed. 20 years later, the dignity of black people is still not restored. Our people are not enjoying the true freedom. The true freedom means shelter. The true freedom means electricity. The true freedom means water. The true freedom means quality jobs. The true freedom means a living wage. Our people still don't have those things. They said in 1994 they will transfer 30% of the land into the hands of the people. The reality is that they have only transferred 7%. The majority of the land is still in the hands of those who owned the land before 1994. Our people are still evicted in the farms. Our people are still removed forcefully everywhere where minerals are discovered. Our people who are selling in the streets of big cities are continuously being harassed. Our people are still suffering from poverty even when they've got the mineral resources. The mines have been stealing from us and they've not left anything from us. Comrades, there's still a crisis of poverty, and clearly no one has got a clear policy on how they are going to deal with poverty. All political parties combined do not have a solution to the crisis of poverty.
As long as you have everything, so we're going to get everything.
Unemployment is still a crisis. 7 million of people who are capable of working, they still don't have jobs. And those who are working, 50% of them, they are earning less than 2,800 per month. You can't call that a salary. Comrades, we are importing almost everything, including the food we eat. We must ensure that we protect our industry. The state of education is deteriorating. Adult illiteracy is still a problem. Many young people continue to pass their matric, but institutions of higher learning are not enough to accommodate them. Many of our people are still in shacks and informal settlement. Many villages where we come from are still suffering without water. We are saying, as economic freedom fighters, we have a responsibility to end the pain of our people. We are saying today, enough is enough. The EFF is here to say, now is the time for economic freedom. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rescue South Africa from the deep levels of inequality, poverty, starvation, unemployment, and underemployment. Now is the time to share equally the wealth of South Africa. Now is the time to be counted amongst the countries which have developed their industry. Now is the time to bury corruption and self-enrichment by politicians. Now is the time for economic freedom. Now is the time for you to tell South Africa that now is the time for real freedom. We shall expropriate our land without compensation. The land shall be transferred into the ownership of the people. The state will be the custodian of the land.
Yes.
No foreigner will own the land in South Africa. All those who want to come and invest in South Africa, they must tell us they are investing in what, so that we can issue them with a lease of using the land. Otherwise, they shall not own. And all those who are given the land by this government and they don't use it, they will lose that land. Because we cannot afford to have the land idle. All those who are involved in small agriculture shall receive support from government. We shall support them with everything, and we shall force business in South Africa to buy from small farmers, especially the beneficiaries of the land redistribution. All government departments, including prisons, hospitals, and clinics, schools, they will all buy from these small-scale farmers, because that is the only way of sustaining our agriculture, but also making our land to be productive. It is also a way of creating jobs. We shall nationalize the mines. All mines shall be the property of the state. All the existing mines should prepare themselves, because we demand 60% of those mines. The mines will benefit our people, our communities, especially the mining community, shall receive 10% of the nationalized mines. All the workers working in those mines, they will receive proper salaries, and on top of their salaries, they shall receive 10% in profits. Because we don't want nationalization that is going to enrich the state and the corrupt officials of government. We need a direct process which will benefit the communities. We must develop our industries. Our industries must be protected. Our industries must continue to employ as many people as possible. Everything that comes from outside must be made expensive so that the local industries can benefit. We must be proudly South African. You are buying everything from outside, including Colgate. We can't fail to produce Colgate. We must produce our own things here, including cell phone and a car produced by South African government. All these things are going to be possible once we established a state-owned bank which will finance industrial development. We must create industry that is not driven by maximizing profit, but an industry that will take care of the interest of South Africans. Fellow fighters, our government will ensure that no single South African who is employed earns less than 4,500. We will pass a legislation that will demand that all jobs must be made permanent, and that all those who are employed permanent must earn from a minimum wage of 4,500. We are going to give the mine workers 12,500. We are going to give the farm workers 5,000 per month. We are going to give the manufacturing workers 6,500 per month. We shall give the retail workers, cashiers and retail store assistants 5,000 rand. We shall give all builders 7,000 a month. We shall give petrol attendants 5,000 a month. We shall give all cleaners 4,500. We shall give all domestic workers 4,500. All private security guards shall receive 7,500. Full-time waiters and waitresses shall receive 4,500. We are going to do away with labor brokers, and we don't want contract wage. We are going to make sure that there is equal pay for equal work. Whether you are a female or not, you must all be paid the same salary. Whether you are white or black, you must all be paid the same salary. Whether you are Pedi or Xhosa or Zulu, you shall all be treated the same. We are going to do away with BEE, which benefits individuals. Only few people have benefited from BEE. We must replace BEE with the benefits of the masses. The money from the mines and all strategic sectors in the economy must not go to individuals. It must go to the communities and the workers. Only few people benefited from BEE. We shall ensure that affirmative action is implemented. We shall deliberately empower black people because you were marginalized. We must deliberately bring you to the level of your fellow white counterparts. You must be given a preference. If there is a white person asking for this job and a black person asking for the same job, as long as you've got the same qualification, a black person shall get the job because we want to empower you. All of you, the children of South Africa, especially those who come from poor families, we shall give you free quality education. We are giving you a free quality education because we want an educated nation. Education is a solution to poverty. Education is a solution to inequality. Education will support permanent economic freedom. African children, you must love education. We shall restore your dignity by providing you with quality education until you obtain your first degree.
Yes.
Immediately when we take over government, we are going to send 15,000 students to outside world to go and attend in the best universities. And 5,000 of those must learn medicine. We are going to increase the capacity of our universities so that we can have more young people obtaining tertiary qualifications. We are going to build more democratic universities. All children who are 3 years and old will be compelled to attend early childhood development. We must teach them when they are still young. A special attention will be given to early childhood development. We want to ensure that we introduce electronic methods in our schools to deal with shortage of textbooks. Our teachers must be paid properly so that we revive their morale. We must also restore the dignity of teaching profession. We must train many health practitioners. We must establish state pharmaceutical company. We must own our own healthcare equipment company. We must ensure that it becomes cheaper to go to hospital. We must implement the failed national health insurance so that our people have access to primary health care. The EFF government will produce and distribute free sanitary towels to poor women all over South Africa. We shall give you quality and spacious houses. We want to ensure that everywhere else where our people stay, there is water, electricity, sanitation, schools, sports, and recreational grounds and parks. We are going to subsidize the middle-class houses. we are going to reduce a term of paying off the bond from 30 years to 10 years. We are going to make sure that all those who have paid 50% of their bonds and for social economic reasons they can't continue to pay, those people should not lose their houses. We must abolish completely a bucket system within 5 years. We must ensure that our people work to improve their own roads. The communities themselves will be empowered to look after their roads. We shall expand the railway lanes, especially in areas where we've got congestion. The EFF government will subsidize the taxi industry with the intention of reducing the taxi fares and improving the salaries and working conditions of taxi drivers. We are going to make sure that we increase police presence in our communities. We are going to make sure that all police reservists are employed full-time. We are going to ensure that the right of communities to assemble are not undermined by police. There is no police officer who will attend to a protest with a live ammunition. The government of the EFF will ensure that all security guards who are looking after government properties are absorbed into the employ of the state and they continue to look after state properties. There is no young person here who must complain that we are not speaking about the youth, because everything else we have spoken about, it relates to the youth. We are going to ensure that there is an integrated youth development and that all young people receive priority. Government department must have youth sectors and ensure that the issues of young people receive attention. All government departments and institutions will be forced to employ 40% of young people. EFF government will ensure that the private sector employ 35% of young people. The EFF government will never cut the social grants of our people. But the social grant program shall be linked with an employment program. All those who are receiving grants for their children, they will be on a database of those who are looking for employment, and they shall receive a priority. We are going to increase the social grant. Grant for older persons will increase from 1,300 to 2,600. The disability grant will increase from 1,200 to 2,400. War veteran grant will increase from 1,220 to 2,440. Care dependency grant increase from 1,200 to 2,400. Child support grant increase from 300 to 600. EFF government will introduce a social grant of 2,500 per month for all terminals in South Africa. We are increasing the grants in this way because since 1994, there was never a real increase. Our grandmothers receive 50 rand increase. Our grandmothers don't get sufficient increase. The social grant will no longer be paid by a private company, but they shall be paid through the post office and the post bank. We're saying so because the company which pays social grants is making 5 billion profit per annum. Therefore, we are going to take that 5 billion from a private company and increase the social grants of our people. We are going to fight corruption. We are going to ensure that we build a state capacity. We don't want a state which outsources the simple things. We want a state which is able to implement on its own. We are going to ensure that a tendering system is eradicated as a way of fighting corruption. Anyone who is found guilty of corruption shall be sent to prison for a minimum sentence of 20 years. We are going to establish the special courts which are going to deal with corruption, so that corruption cases do not take forever. They must receive priority. Institutions such as Public Protector and Auditor General will be protected. All public servants, including politicians and those who are serving in parliament, will not be allowed to do business with government. Theirs will be to service government. They will have to choose whether they want to do business or whether they want to work for government. Comrades, we must increase by 50% the salaries of civil servants, especially the teachers, the nurses, and police. We want to revive their fighting spirit. We don't want police to be tempted by corrupt criminals because they are earning lower salaries. We want to ensure that Metro Police is no longer asking for cold drink money because we'll be paying them a proper salary. We will ensure that there is no vacant post in government. The government must ensure that all positions have got people occupying them, and those people must continue to serve our people. We are going to ensure that there is no community without water within 5 years, because we do have the capacity to deliver water to everybody. We are going to make sure that all people of South Africa within 5 years receive electricity. South African children should not go to school